The CTA just completed Phase 1 of the Red and Purple Modernization program, a $2.1 billion renovation and rehabilitation project on one of the busiest rail corridors in the CTA system. Part of the comprehensive Red Ahead program, RPM Phase 1 rehabilitated century-old infrastructure, made 4 Red Line stations fully modern and accessible, and increased capacity along the 4-track Northside Main Line. The Northside Main Line was originally built by the Northwestern Elevated Railroad and began regular service in 1900, running between Wilson and the Loop. A branch to Kimball was opened in 1907, and the line was extended to Evanston in 1908. Various patchwork rehabilitations and renovations have taken place throughout the years, but eventually it necessitated a full rebuild. The CTA, along with design-build contractor Walsh Floor, began work in 2019 on such a rebuild, Phase 1 of the Red-Purple Modernization, which was split into 2 main projects, the Red-Purple Bypass and the Lawrence-Bryn Modernization. Just north of Belmont, the Brown Line turns west off the main line to head to Kimball. Originally, Kimball-bound trains had to cross over the other 3 tracks, meaning all Red and Purple Line trains had to stop and wait until the junction was clear. The Red-Purple Bypass, also called the Belmont Flyover, allows Kimball-bound Brown Line trains to fly over and bypass the other 3 tracks, allowing for Red and Purple Line trains to continue running. The bypass was put into service in November 2021. Delays at the junction have been reduced and capacity has increased. There have been many times where I've been on a Red Line train that otherwise would have had to stop for a Brown Line that instead was able to continue on. Plus, you can get some great views on the bypass. Soon after the bypass was completed, work on rebuilding the Red and Purple Line tracks between Belmont and Newport and Cornelia began. This work both rehabilitated the elevated structure as well as straightened the tracks to allow for faster operation. Notably, the historic Vautravers building was in the way of the realignment. Instead of demolishing the landmark, the CTA literally picked up and moved the building 30 feet west, preserving the building while also allowing for the track rebuild. Moving entire buildings like this will never not be cool. Just north of Wilson on the Red and Purple lines begins the Lawrence-Bryn Modernization project area, a complete rebuild of 1.3 miles of elevated track structure and 4 stations, Lawrence, Argyle, Berwyn, and Bryn Mawr. The tracks originally sat on an embankment, a pile of stone and earth that supported the rails. As part of the rebuild, the CTA removed the embankment, replacing it with an elevated concrete structure. The structure was built using precast concrete segments, which were delivered by truck and put into place by a specialized gantry. This structure provides a smoother ride, while opening up the space beneath the tracks. After public meetings, the CTA released plans to develop this new public space underneath the L, with paths, parking, plazas, and more. In order to continue service during construction, the CTA rebuilt 2 of the tracks at a time, allowing them to run trains on the other 2. Temporary stations were also built at Argyle and Bryn Mawr to accommodate passengers, while the permanent stations were being built. Speaking of, all 4 rebuilt stations became fully accessible, while receiving improved lighting and modern wayfinding signage. The platforms are all similar, featuring amenities such as benches, countdown clocks, and info screens, which I really like. Each station also has an escalator and an elevator. The platforms are brightly lit and fully covered, helpful for whenever it rains. However, where these stations really shine are their station houses. All of them have large info screens, as well as train and bus countdown clocks. Each one also has a unique modern facade, and features art from a different local artist. Let's take a look at each of them. Lawrence was originally opened on February 27, 1923, in a classical revival architectural style. The original station house was demolished in 1995, but the station continued operation. It closed in May 2021 for the rebuild. The station features art from Tom Torluemke. I hope I'm saying that right. Argyle opened May 16, 1908, and was a part of the original Northwestern Elevated Line extension. It's been rebuilt and renovated a few times, most notably in 1991 when a pagoda was added, highlighting the station's location within a large Asian community. While the new station doesn't feature the pagoda, it still pays homage to Asia on Argyle with a sign on the new track structure, as well as art from Ayumi Lake. Originally named Edgewater Beach, Berwyn fully opened in 1921. Renamed to Berwyn in 1960, the station closed May 2021 for the rebuild. The new Berwyn station features art from David Lozano. Along with Argyle, Bryn Mawr opened May 16, 1908, as part of the original Northwestern Elevated extension. It was originally named Edgewater until it was renamed to Bryn Mawr by 1926. Art from William Conger adorns the main entrance, while art from Alice Hargrave decorates the Hollywood entrance. As mentioned earlier, this was only Phase 1 of the Red Purple Modernization project. The next phase's study focused on 3 other sections of the Red and Purple lines: Addison to Sheridan, Thorndale to Howard, and Howard to Linden. Similar to Phase 1, future phases would renovate and replace aging infrastructure and stations, including a full rebuild of the station and track at Sheridan, and the reconstruction of all Evanston Branch Purple Line stations and track. But for now, the completion of RPM Phase 1 is a major milestone towards the CTA's goal of making the L 100% accessible, and Red Line riders can enjoy a smoother, faster ride on the busiest L line in the city.